are live. Welcome to Glamma's Closet, guys. Do. And Boo, thank you for another wonderful introduction. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Welcome to Glamma's Closet. We just hang out and just, chat. We just hang out and talk. Some of you are resellers. Some of you are not. And all of that is okay. All of that's okay. Good morning, everybody. And let's say good morning to the chat. Brenda Reed, first in chat. Missed you, my dear Glam, germs and all. Tackle hugs back at you, Brenda. And I'm sorry, I thought you were sick. I didn't realize what the thing was that I picked for my cover this morning for my oh gosh, what do you call it? My cover page, what I picked for my thumbnail this morning. And I had forgotten all about that. I was actually cleaning the house that day, doing the post-cruise, sort of cleaning of the house and cleaning of everything. And I think that's why I chose that. And at the time, it seemed like a hilarious private joke. And the problem with those is that sometimes I don't remember what I did. And I'm an idiot. So yeah, sorry about that. I didn't mean to scare anybody. I'm not sick. I am not sick. I mean, I'm, my mother had me checked, right? No, I'm joking. Miss Idaho headed off to sleep. She had worked hard overnight. She just got home from work, so heading for bed. Mwah. I hope everything in Idaho is going incredibly well and that you're getting a wonderful night's sleep. Ronnie, good morning. Tackle hugs to you too. We'll likely have to miss this one because the thrift is calling and opening at 11. I'm sure you understand. We all understand that one. Yes, absolutely. Get thee to the thrift store and do not feel guilt. We are absolutely happy about that. Jennifer Hayes, good morning. Thank you so much for sharing us on Facebook and everywhere. I really, really appreciate it. Good morning, gorgeous. It is wonderful to see your pretty face. Ashley Reed, what's up, Ash? How you doing this morning? All of my favorite Ashleys, and I'm so happy to see you this morning. Thank you so much for being here, Ashley Reed. What a sweetheart too. She is truly just a very, very kind person. And thank you so much, Jennifer, for sharing this on the Facebook groups. I really appreciate it. P. Murph, my brother from another mother. What's up? Good morning, P. Murph. I'm going to try to keep this radio voice. I can't do it. Patrick is the one. He's the one that can do it. Lil Debbie. Hey, Lil Debbie. That it reminds me of that song, Lil Devil. It'll take a whole lot for me to settle. That's every time I see a Little Debbie, I'm like, Lil Debbie, it'll take a whole lot for me to settle. So good morning, Little Debbie. It's good to see you. Look, there's another Ashley. My milkshake brings all the Ashleys to the yard. Good morning, Ashley. Mwah. It's good to see you this morning. Thank you so much for being here. That's I'm trying to figure out what that's. Oh, it's hearts. Okay. I was trying to figure out that second icon, and my eyesight not as good as it was. Claudette, thank you so much, you gorgeous icon. Speaking of icons, thank you so much for the watches. Wow, you are incredible. You're a machine, girl. You're a machine. I don't know how you do it, but you are incredible, and I truly appreciate it. Wow, you are good. Thank you so much. Auntie Lynn having tea over in the UK. It is my guess is it's about 4:00 in the afternoon, right about tea time in the UK. And so, Lynn, let us know, are you having a Sunday roast? And is it a roast beef? When they say roast, they don't automatically mean beef. Is it a chicken or a beef or a pork, or what is it? Let me know. Let me know about your Sunday tea and how that's working. And speaking of tea, we're going to be spilling some tea later on. No, I'm joking. I don't have too much. I got a little, though. I got a little tea. Good morning, Perla. Hello, beautiful. How are you? She is precious. You are precious, Perla. Thank you for being here. And happy Sunday, everybody. And everybody saying hello to each other, and I love that. Everybody. Yeah, everybody. That's kind of that's a St. Louis thing for sure. Everybody in the club getting tips. Raquel, hello, gorgeous. How are you? Look at you, princess. Hello, good morning. Thank you for being here, Raquel. Mwah. Let's see. I keep scrolling and there's Wendy. Wendy. Hello, Miss Wendy. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for being here. I just realized my glasses are there's so much reflection on my glasses. It's hard to see where I'm looking. Just getting ready to text you. Aw, you guys are awesome. Thank you. Yeah, Claudette really does make the algorithm. I appreciate it. Brenda, you got what? You got rid of 17 inches of hair? That's a lot. That is a lot. Dang. It's got to be cooler for the summer, though. It's got to be so much cooler for the summer. Because I got like 4 inches cut off of my hair at the beginning of summer and then another 2 inches, and it's still hot. It's still hot. Uncle took a turn, so I've been doing family stuff. Oh, Debbie, I understand. Well, I hope that you're handling everything okay, and I hope that you're. I was going to say I hope for a clean recovery for your uncle, but you never know what the situation is. Sometimes people are in hospice, and so I just don't know. But I do hope that you have peace and sunshine and a little bit of a break and some time to just take good care of you, because you can't take care of anybody else if you're not taken care of. So little Debbie, we love you and we are wishing you all of the very, very best. Roast lamb today. Yes. Okay. I am mad at you. Now, do you put gravy on the lamb or mint jelly on the lamb? Because it's always hard for me to know with lamb. I used to make, when I was young and very, very poor, I used to make a lamb stew, because the lamb bits of lamb, like stew meat, was actually half as much as beef stew meat. So I would make lamb stew, and I would make it about once every 2 weeks on Sundays, and then we would eat that for days, and it was pretty good. I like the taste of lamb when it's processed right. Oh, the pic is on your Facebook, Brenda. I'm going to have to check that out. Have I missed somebody? Did I miss anybody? I hope I didn't. Your husband cut it for you? Oh, Lord. I wouldn't trust him to cut my grass. Not yours, mine. No, I'm joking. I trust him to cut the grass, although we pay a kid to do that now because we don't want to be out in the heat. I'll have to check it out. I don't go there much. Whoa, 17 inches. Yeah. Brave woman letting hubs cut. Yeah. Mint sauce and gravy. Oh, okay. I see. Okay. Mine heard you, Glammz. Was in a ponytail, and I told him just cut above the holder. Well, there you go. That's a great way to get a bob. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. No, I'm not going to let my husband take a hedge clippers to my hair. I have a feeling that he wouldn't like it any more than I would. I think we'd both feel awkward and we'd both end up crying or something. I'm not sure. Glampa doesn't cry about much, but I think that he would cry about. He would just be so desperately uncomfortable, and as would I. So yeah, I'm gonna leave that up to much more comfortable couples. There are some things he won't go in my purse after 32 years, and he won't go in my purse. He won't touch my purse, and he will not touch my hair. So I trained him. Hubby is from Morocco. He loves to cook lamb all the time. Nice, nice. Yeah, lamb can be really really tasty. I heard he have a Bob in my husband. His name is Robert. Oh my gosh. So you got a Bob. Bob gave you a Bob. I'm being redundant, but it's fun. I never ate it being an American. I don't I've eaten it and I like how tender it is if it's cooked well. We went to a Brazilian steakhouse where they had grass-fed lamb and it's they had grass-fed beef and grass-fed lamb and all of that stuff. It was over in San Diego. I was at a sales conference. And it was the grass-fed stuff to my taste is awful. I don't like it. It tastes too much like grass. And there are people who swear by it. They love it. They think it's the best stuff in the world, and good for them. If you love it, that's good because it's better for the environment. Or so I hear. But I can't eat the grass-fed stuff. So they fed me grass-fed lamb and I didn't like it, but I like the regular lamb that we get. I mean, we raise, all kinds of things in the Midwest. We're farmers. He could, oh my God, he could open up a hair cutting place called Bob's. Yay. That's funny. Bob's. I love that. That's yours, Brenda, Mr. and Mrs. Reed. That is yours. Run with it. That is your $1 million idea. Yes, lamb has to be cooked very slowly. Yeah. Speaking of things that are cooking slowly, I actually woke up this morning, and I told my boys we're going to have the first roast day of the season because football season's coming. And so I popped two roasts in the oven with like wine and garlic and all of the things that you do, sage and salt, pepper, blah blah blah. So I popped two roasted in the oven this morning, and then I put a banana pudding in the fridge. So I'm gonna have my show this morning, and then we're gonna have a big roast dinner, and then I'm gonna take a tiny little nap. And then I'm going to be on the Two Old Guys Vintage and Resell this afternoon. And I have a dining room table full of jewelry right now that I'm chucking through. He's too busy with work. The 2 yards he's paid for in our home. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty busy. Well, we'll have to shelf the idea, but I think we should come back to this, Brenda. I mean, I'm just saying, everybody needs a little something to do in retirement. Trust me, and I think that would be cute. So my husband and I went yesterday to celebrate. We went to the party to celebrate my oldest granddaughter's birthday. She has officially become a teenager, and she is incredibly. And this isn't just her grandma talking. She really is a beautiful, beautiful girl, both inside and out. She's very sweet. So with our family, there's no just getting together. We don't just get together, and have a party, and then 2 hours later we're gone. It does not work that way. Not with this family. We enjoy each other's company too much. So it was like a swim party at the other grandma's house, my baby mama. And then we barbecued, and then we hung around, and then we drank and talked and barbecued and swam some more and blah blah blah. And the next thing you know, it's 2:30 in the morning, and my husband and I are just traipsing in. So if I seem a little slow this morning, that's why. Jennifer, thank you for dropping that link. This is the Two Old Guys Sunday sale. It is at 3:00 Central, so that would be 4:00 Eastern, 3:00 Central, 2:00 Mountain, 1:00 Pacific, and in Great Britain, that's going to be 9 p.m. No, Glamma wasn't there. This was the other. This is my children and below. Yeah, Glamma wasn't there. It was just too hot to be dragging the grandmas out. The great grandmas, I should say. It's just too hot. It was brutal yesterday. It was like a god. It was awful. It was nasty. Sounds like my family. We love to party. Yes, Raquel. We enjoy each other's company. We're everybody's fun. Everybody's in a good mood. Nobody. We're not one of those drama families. we're just we're just kind of we just enjoy each other's company and the food and and all of it. But it was like 97 degrees yesterday, and it gets really humid here around here. So it was a broiler. It was a broiler. I was glad to be in a pool for that party. Like most of the adults stayed in the pool and just hung out on our floaties, and they had the gift table right next to the pool. So she actually opened up her gifts right next to the pool under a big umbrella. It was fun. Yeah, we do. We love to party. It's so much fun. Weather has been nice here, thankfully, but it's kind of made me sad. Summer is almost over. I don't know. Summer's not. I got to be honest. Summer's not my favorite, which is weird because everybody loves summer. Not my favorite. Never has been. I'm a fall baby, so I love fall. I love like Halloween and leaves and football and like my birthday. Did I mention my birthday and all of those things? And I love baking and all of that. Gross. Yeah, Wendy, it was gross. It was it was like being in soup. See, Wendy, me too. And I don't even like pumpkin. I'm a fall baby and I don't like pumpkin. Weird. But I do have a giant pumpkin patch accidentally growing in my backyard yet again this year. And it's gotten bigger because we cut down a few trees and we're starting kind of our backyard from scratch, the landscaping and stuff. So this vine it's ridiculous. This thing has crawled across my back. And I have a giant backyard. It's crawled across my backyard. And so I'm going to have a bumper crop of little pumpkins. Pumpkin potato salad time. Your summer never started? Oh no. Maybe it'll start today though. Has it been chilly over there, Lin? Yeah, like a watermelon patch, but it's like a giant pumpkin patch. Like it has spread to the left of my deck, all the way up to the fence, to the front of the deck, halfway across the yard, and it's like an acre yard. And then on the right of the deck, it's wrapped around. It's gone all the way over to the neighbor's fence. It's crazy. And I just let that happen. I'm like, I'm not cutting it back. My grandkids love little pumpkins. I'm a summer baby. I love summertime, but lately I haven't been really enjoying my summers these past couple of years now. Like they were so fun. Yeah. Yeah. Summertime in your 20s is always fun. That's true. I was young. I was skinny. I was running around in, bikini top and shorts. But I do miss fall. The cool, fresh temperatures drop. Can't wait to wear my sweater, boots, and jeans again. Yeah. I don't love summer, but I hate winter. My electric costs more in the winter. Yeah, everything costs more in the winter. It's the Great Pumpkin, Glamma. We should do a Great Pumpkin thing. Yep. Yep. So I did want to share. Some of my sales information this week, and not in a formal way because it's brunch. Not in a formal way, but I do want to. I do want to show you something. Share screen, order details from Poshmark, share. Okay. So those were apartment 9. Those were ordered last Sunday. It's really the kind of the top 4 things that I want to talk about. So I had a small sale Sunday, another small sale on Monday. And then take a look at this. Okay. This is Cinzia Roca Wool Blend Coat. When you come across something that feels expensive, it usually is. And it was a Cinzia Roca Wool Blend belted coat. Normally they go for a great deal of money. I had 150 on it because it was a flawed gem. It had some, condition issues here and there that I did not feel qualified to. And it's not condition issues. It was basically, a couple of stains, and I'm not qualified to clean stains on wool. So I accepted an offer for 127 from 150. I thought that was a fair offer, and my earnings on that were 101.60. Now we're going to come back to why that's important. But these are some Prada leopard print flats, and you'll notice the asterisk flawed gem. It's another flawed gem. But people will sometimes pay the money for the name. And I had 50 on them. I took an offer for 40 and I earned $32. And again, it's important to note that those, they like the tips had been just completely worn off. The toe tips, they were covered in horsehair, and they were leopard print, but the pointy tips of the shoes, the leopard print had worn off. So I sold them cheaply because, let's go to one more thing. Here is a vintage 80s Armani Collezione woman's suit. I put $50 on it. Somebody paid outright I put 65 on it. They offered me 50 and I took that, and my earning was 40 on that. I point out these three orders because each one of those items was one of those yard sale things. And I don't know if you saw my yard sale video, but it was pretty much the best yard sale ever. But I wanted to share with you that sometimes you can pick up a design or something if you can get it cheap enough and sell it as a flawed gem, and it will still sell because people like the name. So the Armani suit cost me $15. The coat cost me $15. The Prada shoes cost me $15. That was $45 invested. And each one of those, the Prada were the smallest profit, and the profit was $17 on that, because the number that you see below is the number that is, after Poshmark fees and all that. And then the coat cost me $15. I had $150 on it. They offered a 127, so I got 102 from that. And then minus the $15 in that I invested into it, I still made like $87. $87? No, that would be 20. So $93. And then the Prada shoes, same thing. Oh no, the Prada shoes were the $32. The Armani suit, the same thing. I had $65 on it. That one didn't have any flaws, but it was old. It was an old Armani Collezione, so it was an 80s version, and it had shoulder pads, double-breasted, that sort of thing. So the Armani suit, again, I made I made $40. So minus the 15, I made another 25. That tells me that people are still looking at the names. That even in a recessed market, people will look for that name brand stuff. You've had a few hot days, Lindland, but not many. Not that many. Susie, good morning. Mwah. Thank you so much. Thank you for allowing me to take that spot. Yeah, I appreciate it. That was really nice of you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was Johnny's members auction, I think, or community auction. Yeah. Bet Fiona would be a riot as Snoopy. She would be so funny as Snoopy. There she is. Amy. Hello, Amy. Mwah. Go Packers. Go Pack, go. It is that time of year, honey. I've got a roast in the oven that says it is football season. Okay, let me scroll down. Kind of like iPhones can be sold broken. Yes, very much so. So, sometimes sometimes you get these things that are, that you're like, well, it would have been worth a lot more if it wasn't damaged. Yeah, okay. And don't think I take it home and like sew it back together. I don't do any of that crap. I'm like, look, it's got some stains on it. May work, may not, but it's a flawed gem. Lenore, hello, Lenore. Is it Leonore or Lenore? Because because it makes me think of the Raven. Nevermore. Thank you so much. Welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. So so the yard sailing and the sourcing that you do, sometimes, if sometimes you just got to go on your gut instinct and go, you know what? I know that this is going to sell. I know. Okay, I'm back. I never left. I was putting away groceries and cutting a pork loin, so I missed some people and stuff. Welcome back. And I understand that completely. Yeah, you got to cut a pork loin. You got to cut a pork loin. You got to cut a pork loin. I mean, yeah. Do you have to get permission to have a yard sale? Lyndon, that's a great question, because when I lived in the city, yes, absolutely. You had to go get permission to have a yard sale, or you had to wait for them to have like the big community wide sale, and then everybody could have one. In general, in the rural area that I live in now, no, you don't. You just throw up a sign in your yard and put some stuff out, and bada bing. Yeah, stop playing with your lawn. So yeah, we don't. But when I lived in the city, you had to go get permission. Yeah, Wendy, you're right. Sometimes some towns are very crazy about it, and they make you get a permit. Kelly, hello, love. How are you? I hope you and the boys are doing great. Making some clean out the fridge soup and lingering. Hope everyone is well. I've had clean out the fridge soup. I know what that is. Yeah, that's good stuff. That usually makes the best soups. It's Craig's loin. No way, I need to. That's got to happen, Jennifer. Just let it happen. Yeah, some towns are really, like I lived in the suburbs of St. Louis, right at the suburb city border. And if you don't know, that's a very small. St. Louis has a small city center, huge sprawling suburbs. I didn't live in the kind of suburbs where like there was no corner store. I lived in the corner store suburbs. So it's not really, it was right at the city line. We had crazy homeless people. We had all that stuff. But the thing is that because it was St. Louis County, you did have to have a permit to do a yard sale. And some of them were like you had to pay like a $20 fee or a $25 fee. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna make that much, so I don't know. Never seen one here. Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that, Lin, that they've got they don't have yard sales, they have boot sales. So I guess it's the same thing. It's just a little more mobile. Keep track of how many permits you get. They keep track of it, or you should keep track of it. Got to clarify that for me, Wendy. I'm not sure. But yeah, I don't in Jefferson County, Missouri, you really don't have to. You just, just kind of throw your stuff on the lawn and put up a sign and bada bing. Um, I mean, it's a little more complicated than that, but you get it. You get it. So yeah, I don't do it because I am on a road that doesn't have a stop sign. No, I'm on. It's hard to explain, but I am on a higher traffic road, so it's harder for people to stop. So I don't do it. I tried to do it once whenever we first moved in, and it did not work out that well at all. I think I made like $15 that day for all of my hard work. So yeah, I need to figure out how to do it smarter, not harder. But yeah. Your boot sales are like a flea market. That's true. Do you need permits for the boot sales? Now I'm kind of curious about that. Well, some towns keep track and it won't let you do too many. Oh, I gotcha. So they're like, no, you're not opening a thrift store on your front lawn every weekend. I get you. Okay. I mean, I can kind of see it if you're like, if you don't think yard sales are fun. I don't think working a yard sale is fun, but going to them certainly is. Certainly is. So yeah, yeah, that's what that's what I profited a great deal on. So my profit was, let's see, my profit just on those three things after cost of goods, after Poshmark fees. Let's see, there was 40 minus 15, so it's 25, and 32 minus 15, so it's 17, and then 102 minus 15, so that's 92 minus 5, 87. So 14, 15. So I made $129 pure profit just from those three things that I picked up. Sometimes you got to trust your instincts, right? Sometimes. So here's what I want to know. And I love that flip, that coat flip. I had a feeling about that coat. That coat flip was a great one. So here's my question. If you're a reseller and you're in the chat, what's your best flip? What are some good, not even your best flip, what's just a good flip that you had? Linda, good morning, sugar. How are you, LT? It is a profit. And if I am $129 on three items. That's a darn good profit in my book. That's, that's a lunch out with friends. That's a bingo night. Linda, I was just talking about the things that three items that I picked up at yard sales, at a yard sale. And there was an Armani Collezione suit that was like 50 years out of date. It was an 80s suit. There was a coat that was made in Italy that was, it had some stains on it. And then there were some Prada shoes that I picked up that had some wear on the tips that were, flawed gem. I mean, I just flipped 10 ones to $100. Really? Tell me. The owner of the field gets a permit and charges around $30 a van, 30 pounds a van and 15 pounds a car, and then £2 admission fee. Wow. So the owner of the field is cleaning up too. I like that. It's kind of everybody gets a piece of the pie. I kind of like that. And the guys driving in the big old vans, Lin, that those are professional. Those are the professional guys. 15 pounds a car doesn't seem too bad for somebody to just have a yard sale out of the car. But yeah, tell me about your good flips. I want to hear. I love a good flip story. I found this and I sold it for this story. I love that. And that's why I like watching Johnny's on Friday. Johnny has the what did it flip for thing? And it's just amazing. I love watching it. I can't usually get into the chat if I have my granddaughter with me. There's no way. She will take my phone, run off, and look at all the pictures. The ones had a star at the end of the serial number. They're called star notes. Oh, well, now I'm going to be looking at all my ones when we all are. We're all going to be staring at our ones. That's nice. Go, Wendy. Little Debbie turned $25 into $250. That's like 10 times profit. Thrift store set of food dogs. And lots of free from family purse. Yeah, free from family is so good. Purse, shoes, wallets, electronics, and car parts. I've had a few good ones. I love that. Now, what's a foo dog. Is that a sculpture? What is that? Sold a Seikon commercial coffee machine. Got 2 of them for $50 each since the online auction didn't describe them properly. Just sold one of them for $937 a couple of days ago. Wow. Seikon commercial coffee machine. That sounds like what I need. I need commercial coffee. Kelly, wow. I sold a Boston Celtics jacket for $100 on Poshmark. Heck yeah. I hope it cost you next to nothing. Also, I sold a pair of Birkenstock leather boots for $100. Yeah, the Birk people are loyal customers. They really are. P-Murph says the most memorable flip back in 04, Halo 2 had just dropped. The internet wasn't like it is today. Chase figures were still a thing. Halo 2 dropped. The chase figure was the Jeep. Walked out of Sprint. Down to GameStop. Bought it for $15. Sold it for $85 that night. Oh my gosh. That is a heck of a flip. That is nice. Large food off figurine on a big base set. Nice. Very nice. Wow. See, I love hearing about good flips. That's why we get in the game. We love the treasure hunt. The hunt is everything. The bracelet you bought was one of my best flips. I was lucky to get that, Jennifer, for what I got that for. That is that was, if y'all don't know, Jennifer had she had a Schiaparelli bracelet. Schiaparelli, it was a vintage Schiaparelli faux pearl bracelet with a gold tone clasp, and it was like a triple strand of faux pearls bracelet. And that thing, it's Schiaparelli, guys, and if you don't know, look up Schiaparelli sometime. It is just the prices on those things will blow you out of the water. I could send that to the Real today and make twice the money that I bought it for. So, and I'm keeping it because I love it. But yeah, paid $20 for the jacket and the boots were free. Yes. I love it. I love it. Bye. Off to eat. Much love. Oh, Lynn, have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. I hope your afternoon is fantastic, and I hope you have a great lamb experience. Hello. Yeah. Jennifer knows I got, you got it in a jewelry jar. That's incredible. I love that you actually took the time, because Schiaparelli does kind of, some of these designers are like that. Schiaparelli is very much, it's hard to find a signature on those. So what you may think is like a worthless piece of, vintage, whatever, maybe a couple bucks, that thing is like rare. It's rare. It's hard to find, still intact. Very high-end designer. If you don't know, Doja Cat, whenever she wears all of her weirdness, or whenever you saw one of the Kardashian girls, actually, or maybe it was Gigi Hadid, I don't know, somebody was walking down a runway at a fashion show, and they had a giant tiger on their shoulder, and it looked like a real tiger's head. It wasn't. It wasn't. It was all faux stuff, but that's Schiaparelli. The Bones dress that you'll see on the red carpets from time to time, because that's a throwback. That is an Elsa Schiaparelli original, and so it's that sort of thing. It's not just a haute couture fashion house. It is an haute couture fashion house that goes back to the days of Chanel, Spring in Paris, and all of that stuff. She was she worked with Dali, actually, Salvador Dali, a lot. Elsa Schiaparelli was a surrealist, and so that's where, and the House of Schiaparelli still has that surrealist element in their fashion. So to get something that's a Schiaparelli bracelet is like, it would be cheaper to get a Gucci one. It would be cheaper to get Gucci. Yeah, it's just incredible. It's an incredible piece of my jewelry collection. It was in excellent condition too. I don't know why they put it there. You know what? They probably didn't even know. They probably couldn't find the signature and didn't know who it was. Found an extremely tarnished Victorian style bib necklace in a Goodwill mystery jewelry lot a few years ago. Cleaned it and sold it for $225. Dang. Oh, I love that. I love hearing about that. Yes. You never know what you're going to get. I love that. I love that. Giovanni, hello, Finding Treasures. How are you doing today? Happy Sunday fun day indeed. Yeah, Susie, that's one hell of a flip. Pardon my French, but I have that channel that I'm going to smoke on my channel, and you'll hear the occasional, maybe, perhaps, four-letter word. Not, I save the bad ones for, late at night, but still. Susie, what a great flip. Yeah, yeah. And Kelly with your coffee. Oh my God. You guys, wow. Those GWBB lots, Goodwill Blue Box lots were so much better in the years past. You know what, Susie? I agree. When I first started doing my reselling channel, I was into jewelry jars, and you could get a jewelry jar then at like a Goodwill for like $20. Those days are long gone. It might as well be a Little Debbie. That's funny because in my family, FART that's a swear word. Yeah, my mother will not have it. Yeah, she was not having it. We were not allowed to use that word. It was vulgar, she said. And I sort of agree with her. I mean, it's a vulgar word, but sometimes there's only one thing that you can do. Glam curse, never. Yeah, me never. We couldn't say it. We spelled it too. Okay, Little Debbie, yeah. Yes. You could say gosh, you could say darn it, but you couldn't say gosh darn it because it sounded awful lot like the other GD. And that was taking the name in vain, and we couldn't do that. We were not allowed to do that. It was really funny. I had a very strange little childhood. FAR was close enough. Yes. I only got 2 jars before our Goodwill stopped selling them. That's when I first got into jewelry. Yeah. Now, if you can get a Savers jar, those I've found are really, really great. They've been good for me, but I have to, sneak in there and get them whenever they have them, and as soon as possible. If I see them, I snatch them right up. And there's a reseller consignment shop that I found that does have them, but they're curated. So when they're too curated, it just they don't have, you don't get any happy surprises. You don't have a saver. Salvation Army actually does them too from time to time. And typically they're kind of curated, but also if you get them in a hurry, you can score some really nice stuff. And they will have stuff with, some tags on them. Just depends. Yeah, jewelry jars are fun. The mystery is just so much fun. Amy, I was a tomboy growing up. My mom washed my mouth out with soap and a few times. True story. My parents did the same thing. I said, go to hell to my mother. I was like 5 years old, 6 years. No, I was probably 7 because I had my younger sister could talk by then. I was probably about 7, but I saw some teenager yell at her mom at church and then run away with her boyfriend. And so I thought that was, I thought I'd try it. And that did not work in my house. My parents. I had soap in my mouth, and oh gosh, it was so nasty. It's the worst to have soap draining down the back of your throat and sinuses. I have 2 of the sister stores, but one never sells jars and the other one has them sometimes. Yeah, you gotta be. Yeah, there's nothing as nasty as having soap in your mouth. I hate it when they use liquid. I've never had to have liquid soap in my mouth. Thank God. Bar soap is bad enough. I can't even imagine. Ugh. I found a house clean out store. I get them from them sometimes, but they aren't that great. You never know. Yeah, you never know what they're going to do. I went to Savers yesterday and they tried to sell me a jewelry jar for $45. I told them that it's so not worth it because that location fills with broken jewelry and single earrings. Yeah, that's a gamble. Yeah, sometimes. Absolutely. My Salvation Army sucks for jewelry. Mine does, but every once in a while I catch a gem. Every once in a while I catch them slipping. And I like that. I always like to catch them slipping. When is your next group auction, Glammaz? I've got a ton of unlisted jewelry I just don't really have the time for anymore. I can make a ton of good jars for treasure hunters. Awesome. Actually, I will be planning my next members auction for September. So keep your eyes open, Kelly. And if you'd like, I can go ahead and I'll send you a link whenever I do it, and you can sign up. I'm 50 and my mom wants to say I'm grounded to this day. You are grounded. I love her to this day. Robin, hello, good morning, Rockin' Robin. How are you doing this morning? I hope things are going well. Sounds good. Yeah, I love a good jewelry show, and I love a good jewelry jar. And Kelly sent me a really good jewelry jar, guys. So yeah, have to go now. I'm meeting friends for brunch. Ooh, I love brunch. It's the gayest meal of the day. No, brunch, it really is. It's so definitive of Sunday. Happy Sunday and have a great week, everyone. Mwah. Have a perfect brunch. I hope that they have tons of really good stuff, and I hope that they have eggs Benedict if you like that, like I like that. So go have a wonderful brunch. Thank you so much, Susie, for being here. I appreciate it. We had an auction on Tuesday. I was part of the Cajun Roots reseller auction, so I just wanted to send a special shout out and a thank you to Johnny, Cajun Roots reseller, for having me on his show. Yeah, mimosas, right? And you can have mimosas in so many different ways. Also, Bloody Marys. I like a good Bloody Mary, especially if it's done right. It has to be that perfect balance of like spice, but not too spicy. And I do appreciate a little extra touch in the Bloody Mary, but I don't like it like when they put like a whole freaking chicken or something on top of it. I'm not into that. That's just ignorant. Just drink your drink, just drink your drink. Quit trying to be fancy. But yeah, I do like a good Bloody Mary. Can certainly hit well. Mwah. Bye, Susie. I've bought Bloody Marys in Louisiana, and they had crab legs and shrimp and everything else hanging off the glass. See, like a well-placed shrimp or two, perfect. To have like crab legs and shrimp and like crap you got to work at hanging off that glass, I'm not into that. Some people are into that, and it does make fun pictures for social media, but that's just too much. There's a reason why I'm drinking the Bloody Mary to begin with. It's usually a hair of a dog situation. So, yeah, or just because I feel like I need vitamins that morning. Oh, Susie, thank you. Please, if you like what you're seeing, or if you just want to, look like you're hitchhiking, please hit that thumbs up. I appreciate you. Here in Wisconsin, Bloody Marys have pickles, brats, and cheese. Wow. See, the pickles, the cheese, I'm totally into. The brats, if I could have those on the side, that'd be great. But yeah, I don't know if I would actually do that. Please don't forget, I will be on Two Old Guys Vintage and Resell. I'll be on in about 4 hours and 11 minutes. So I really am looking forward to that. It's my first big auction, since being back after finishing up the auctions, with the exception of, I did the charity auction for the Texas flooding that they did. But that was a different thing. That was not me making money. It actually costs money to do those. Pickles and celery on glass here. Yeah, see, Claudette, you're a girl after my heart. Yep. Gross. Schmexy! There's Carol. Hello, Carol. Mwah. Good morning, my little Schmexy. I love cheese. Yes, me too. I've actually met a couple of people who are like, no, I don't care for cheese. And I'm like, how could you not care for? I don't understand what language you're speaking when you say that. How can you not care for cheese? Cheese cares for you. I mean, okay, cheese may not care for you, but I care a great deal for cheese. Yeah. Yeah, me too. Put a little cheese on the side. This is my short with the star notes so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm going to star that so I can look at it later, Wendy. But guys, if you get a chance, follow Wendy's YouTube link. She'll talk about the dollar bills with the star notes. I love that idea. Turning money into more money. Yes, please. Yeah, that's kind of what we're doing. Yeah, that's what we're out there. Mwah. I feel the same way. What's wrong with you? You don't eat cheese and chocolate too. Yeah. Cheese is actually good for us. Say no more. You had me at hello, Claudette. I'm sold. Squeaky cheese curds. I've had those. I've had fried cheese curds from Culver's, I think is about the closest that I've gotten to real cheese curds. But I have a feeling that it's kind of like eating, like St. Louis style pizza or toasted raviolis, in another state. It's not the same. It's not the same. And I bet if I went to Wisconsin, the cheese curds would be off the chain, next level good. I bet they would. Well, cheese is kind of gross if you think about how it's made. Yeah. I wouldn't be able to. There are a lot of things that I wouldn't be able to eat if I paid too much attention to how it's made. Curds are short for curdles. Okay. Yeah, Claudette agrees. Cheese curds are great. I like the ones that I have at, like I said, I like the ones at Culver's, but I haven't, eaten those. These were found just in change. Nice. Wendy, I'm going to be looking out for I can't wait to watch that video. That sounds like a cool video. I haven't been to Wisconsin since Harley Davidson's 50th anniversary. Are they already 50 years old? Well, but probably by now, I guess they're a little older, maybe. Just don't buy it already shredded. Buy it in block. Yeah. I love cheese curds as long as it's fresh. See, that's the thing, Carol. I'm not entirely sure if I'm eating them fresh. I suspect I'm not at Culver's because, it's fast food. But maybe I ate a lot of cheese when I was there, though. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Jennifer. Yeah. The same with yogurt. Yeah. If you look at it under a microscope, it is moving. And we try not to do that. Swampy, mwah, good morning, sugar. How are you? I hope things are going extremely well where you are. And you're having a wonderful Sunday, Glenn. Hashtag not Craig. More protein. That's right. Yeah, it's the good bacteria. Yeah, they oh, no way. HD almost 100. That's how hot it is where you are? Oh, my Lord, have mercy. Oh. And you probably, since I think you're in Louisiana, or northern Florida, but either way, if you're around a swamp, you get the same sort of humidity that we get here in St. Louis, because we are actually like at the convergence of the Mississippi, the Merrimack, and the Missouri rivers. So we're like sitting on pretty much like just wet limestone all the time. And we get so much humidity. We get awful humidity in the summertime. And the humidity that'll get you more than the heat will. When they say it's not the heat, it's the humidity, you better believe them. I've been in the desert when it's 109, and don't get it twisted. it's still freaking super hot. I felt like I was being blown with a blow dryer on a heat setting. But it's it hits different than the humidity does. Yeah. I don't own a microscope nowadays. Do you give up your microscope? HD Harley is 100. Okay, got it. Wow, I went on and on with that, didn't I? That'll happen. I'm so glad I found you. Is anyone doing auctions today? Funny, you should ask. Carol, Miss Carol's Creative Corner. I'll actually be on the Two Old Guys Vintage and Resale auction at 3 p.m. Central today, 4 o'clock Eastern. No, yeah, 4 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Central, 2 o'clock Mountain, 1 o'clock Pacific. You see, you are in Louisiana. Yeah, so you get it. Like, you get it. I figured with a name like Swamp Picker, you were pretty close to like Louisiana or Florida, but yeah. Bye. Stop by my work. I stopped by my work. Okay, well, Swampy, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. And try to stay cool in that humidity. It'll get you. So here is where I'm going to be, Miss Carol. And I have a dining room table full of jewelry and vintage antiques and things like that. So hopefully, maybe you'll find something that you like. And if not, just come keep us company. Say hello. Yeah, Mark is going to be there. So, oh, he's stopping by his work. That makes sense. Yep. Bye, Glenn. Jennifer, I'm glad I have you here to help interpret for me. I don't know what I'm reading half the time. I swear. So, I just want to wrap this up by saying, wishing my oldest granddaughter a very, very happy birthday. You just turned into a teenager, which is a lovely and terrible and wonderful time all at once in a young lady's life. And I wish all the best for you. I wish you strength and fortitude and smarts. I wish you all of the wonderful, wonderful things every wonderful thing, every wonderful memory. And, sometimes it's desperate and drama and angsty, and sometimes it's just cool and laid back. And either way, please don't ever think that Glamma doesn't love you with every single fiber of my being, honey. Your Glamma loves you so much. And I wish you the happiest birthday ever and the best year of your life. I really do. And speaking of people that I love, don't forget that, no matter no matter where you go or what tangent you go off on, no matter what your flip is, or no matter, what auction you go to today, two old guys. No matter what auction you go to today, never forget and carry this with you. Never forget, Glamma loves you. I want you to have a wonderful week. Mwah. Bye, guys. The play outro thing? I'm always awkward with that. Okay, bye.